Hey there, Year 5 and 6, and welcome to this Cinematic Explainer. I am so incredibly excited you're here today because we're diving straight into literally one of the biggest mysteries in all of human history. We're traveling back in time to ancient Egypt to figure out exactly how they became this absolute powerhouse of a civilization, and most importantly, we're going to crack the secrets behind their most jaw-dropping achievements, the pyramids.
2.3 million. That's how many individual stone blocks they used to build just one structure, the Great Pyramid of Giza. Seriously, imagine stacking building blocks in your classroom, but instead of small plastic bricks, you have to precisely stack 2.3 million of them.
And these were definitely not your average blocks. A typical stone weighed about 2.5 tons, so roughly the weight of a family car. But it gets wilder, because some of the blocks, especially the ones protecting the king's chamber, weighed a massive 80 tons. Let me put that in perspective for you. 80 tons is heavier than 12 elephants combined, and that is just for one single stone.
So this brings us to the ultimate mystery, right? How did they actually do this? The Great Pyramid was finished around 4,500 years ago. They had absolutely zero modern machinery. No cranes to lift the stones, no lorries to drive them around, no computers to do the complicated maths, and definitely no power tools. How on earth did they move these elephant-sized stones and place them perfectly?
Okay, let's dive into this, because it didn't just happen overnight. It was a brilliant process of evolution. They actually started with flat-topped tombs called mastabas. Then this incredibly clever architect named Imhotep, who, by the way, is one of the very first architects in all of history whose name we actually know, designed the step pyramid of Djoser by basically stacking smaller layers on top of each other. They kept experimenting, building the bent pyramid, where they literally realized halfway up it was too steep and had to change the angle. Finally, they nailed those perfectly smooth sides with the red pyramid, which paved the way for Khufu's ultimate masterpiece, the Great Pyramid at Giza.
Now, how did they physically build it? They broke the whole thing down into incredibly clever, highly organized steps. Step 1. They quarried the stone using really simple copper tools, and they'd soak wooden wedges in water to expand and split the solid rock. Step 2. They put these massive blocks onto wooden sledges to drag them across the desert. Step 3. If the stones were coming from far away, they just loaded them onto boats and floated them right down the river Nile. We actually know this from an ancient diary written by a supervisor named Mir. And finally, step 4, to lift the blocks up high, they built these massive ramps out of rubble and mud brick.
And their genius is brilliantly illustrated by the way workers would simply pour water directly in front of the sledges. By wetting the sand, they dramatically reduced the friction, which stopped the sledge from digging into the ground. That meant a relatively small, highly organized team could drag immense weights across the desert. No magic, no aliens, just incredibly smart engineering.
All right, we need to bust a massive historical myth right now. For centuries, people just assumed these giant monuments were built by enslaved people forced into back-breaking labor. But the absolute truth is, the pyramids were built by highly skilled, respected, and paid professionals. Many of them were actually seasonal farmers who came to work for the state when the Nile River flooded their fields.
So, how do we know this for sure? Well, in the 1990s, archaeologists literally unearthed the actual workers' village near Giza. This village proved that these builders were looked after incredibly well. They were fed industrial amounts of bread and beer from massive bakeries, and they even had excellent doctors. We found skeletons with perfectly healed broken bones, showing they got top-quality medical care. And when they passed away, they were buried with immense honor right near the pyramids. They were proud, skilled workers.
So with all that success, why did the pharaohs eventually stop building pyramids? Well, despite having the magnificent Great Sphinx, that huge 20-meter-high lion with a human head standing guard, they had a massive problem: tomb robbers. Pyramids were so enormous and visible, they were basically giant neon signs screaming, "Hey, treasure's in here!" Almost every single pyramid was robbed in ancient times, so later pharaohs completely changed tactics, stopping the pyramid building entirely and hiding their tombs deep inside secret rock cliffs in a place called the Valley of the Kings.
Part 2. Mind-bending facts.
Now, what's genuinely jaw-dropping here is the sheer amount of time the Great Pyramid held a world record. When it was built in 2560 BC, standing 146.5 meters tall, it was the tallest building in the world. And it stayed the tallest building for a mind-boggling 3,800 years. It wasn't until the year 1311, when Lincoln Cathedral was built right here in England, that it was finally overtaken. To put that in perspective, the Great Pyramid held that record for longer than the amount of time between Julius Caesar and us living today, making it absolutely the most enduring feat of engineering in history. And if that doesn't completely blow your mind, consider this cosmic mystery. The three main pyramids at Giza are perfectly positioned to match the three stars of Orion's belt in the night sky. To the ancient Egyptians, the constellation of Orion was linked to Osiris, the god of the afterlife, meaning the pharaoh's tombs on the ground perfectly mirrored the realm of the death god in the stars. And get this, the Great Pyramid is aligned to true north with an accuracy of within 0.05 degrees. That is more precise than almost any modern building today, and they did it all by looking at the stars without a single modern instrument.
Part 3, Knowledge Check. All right, let's see exactly what you've learned today. I'm going to read a question and 4 options, and then your class has exactly 4 seconds to shout out the correct letter. Ready? Question 1. Who was Imhotep and why was he important? Is it A, the first pharaoh of ancient Egypt, B, the designer of the step pyramid of Djoser, C, the chief priest who performed mummification, or D, the general who conquered Nubia? Shout it out!
Correct. It's B, the designer of the step pyramid of Djoser, making him one of the very first architects in history whose name we actually know. Moving on to question 2. How were those massive pyramid blocks moved without modern machinery? Was it A, by enormous numbers of slaves pulling on ropes? B, by rollers made from trees? C, using wooden sledges on wet sand, boats on the Nile, and ramps? Or D, nobody knows? What do you think? Spot on. It's C, because wetting the sand to magically reduce that friction was the absolute key to moving those heavy blocks using sledges, boats, and ramps. Here comes question 3. What did the discovery of the workers' village near Giza reveal about the builders? Was it A, that the workers were foreign slaves, B, that only a few hundred people built it, C, that workers were paid professionals who received medical care and proper burials, or D, that women did most of the building work? Yell it out. Fantastic. It's C, proving the workers were highly respected, paid professionals who received food, medical care, and proper burials.
Question 4. Why did the pharaohs eventually stop building these amazing pyramids? Was it because A, they ran out of suitable stone, B, they became too expensive, C, they were obvious targets for tomb robbers, or D, they decided pyramids just weren't fashionable anymore? Let's hear it.
Yes, it's C, because pyramid tombs were massive advertisements for treasure, which is exactly why later pharaohs had to completely change tactics and start hiding their tombs instead.
And our final question, question 5. For how long was the Great Pyramid the tallest building in the world? Was it A, for about 200 years, B, for about 500 years, C, for approximately 3,800 years, or D, for exactly 1,000 years? Last chance to shout it out. Amazing. It's C, standing as the tallest structure on Earth for approximately 3,800 years until Lincoln Cathedral in England was built, making it the most enduring feat of engineering in history.
What an incredible journey we've had today, exploring the greatest engineering feat of the ancient world. But remember how we just said the pharaohs started hiding their tombs in the Valley of the Kings? Well, next time, we are going to follow an archaeologist as he uncovers a sealed door, a tomb that sat completely untouched in the dark for over 3,000 years. Next time, we meet the boy king, Tutankhamun, and we'll witness the most spectacular archaeological discovery ever made, full of wonderful things. You absolutely won't want to miss it. See you then!